Hello, Dr. Nicola here, coming to you after seeing some clients today. And I had one client ask me a really great question, which is, it wasn't even actually more of a question. It was more of a resentment that came through because we were talking about shifting this idea of having to manage those things around us and letting go of that habit and that trained instinct of managing the situation. And what I mean by managing is jumping in and problem solving or analyzing or fixing things or kind of giving feedback so that it would be different, or all the different ways that we try to jump into a situation to change the outcome or change how things are going because it's making us uncomfortable for some reason or another. And her offering was like, well, this is what I have to do in order to, what was I going to say? This is what I have to do in order to stay in this marriage. And I was like, oh, hang on a second. Let's put your partner to the side for a second and come back to, this is something that you get to choose for you, for your expansion, for whatever is going to create in order to expand you into the next level. Because this idea of unlearning, this very learned response, and I think it goes across genders. I think everybody is feeling like they need to jump in and change or manipulate a situation in order to make things okay, in order to feel worthy and valuable, and all of these things that we do. And the reality of it is that this is a learned response in our culture, where this is how we have learned to derive our worth and our value, and to be accepted and to be loved. And if we start to really look at that pattern of jumping in and managing our children, our partners, our business, our colleagues, the people on the road, how they're driving, whatever, this is actually where we're losing a lot of our energy and our vitality, and we it's like a drain to our creativity, our joy, our sense of fulfillment. Because the reality of it is it's like whack-a-mole, that as soon as we stop, or as soon as we manage the one situation, there's 6 more situations that come up, and so we spend all this vital energy chasing ghosts because it doesn't actually accomplish what we think it's going to accomplish. And then if we compound that by saying that we're doing this for the benefit of somebody else, a relationship, or because this is just what we have to self-sacrifice in order to maintain the status quo, it is going to be an absolute life suck, and we are going to feel really heavy about it, and carry that resentment and that sense of burden, and it's going to burn up our energy so much more quickly, so much more efficiently. And so as we were talking, it's like, hang on a second, what if you were to let go of managing other people for you, so that you could have more joy and creativity and fulfillment and ease in every day, and not feel so burdened by this hyper responsibility? And she was like, well, then I'd have a lot of fear coming up, and I'd feel really scared about the future, what's coming next. And if I didn't manage the worst case scenario all the time, then I'd be worried. And I'm like, great. So let's show up for that. And she was so great. She's like, you mean like, so I just feel scared all the time? And I'm like, no, we show up for that part of us that is feeling scared. And she's like, oh, you mean like how I do with my son? Like, hey, what's going on? I'm here for you. I understand that you're scared. And I'm like, yes, exactly. So it's that parenting instinct for those of us that have kids. If you don't have kids, it's that tendency that towards caretaking that we have for people that we care about, to just show up and be really present and engage with what's going on for them without judgment and just holding space. But we do that for ourselves, for those parts of ourselves that are feeling overwhelmed, anxious, worried, and we show up and we get present. I hear you. I know that this is worrying, and it's okay to just let things unfold. And so when we start to realize that this is a gift that I get to do for me and my own expansion, but it also secondarily happens to serve my partner, my children, my community, then it's a win-win-win for everybody. And it becomes this ever expanding energy that we're stepping into, where what serves me and what's in my highest good is also serving everybody else that I touch in a day. And so notice and just take a moment to reflect on those places where you might be showing up or stepping in to do something for somebody else or for the benefit of a relationship. And just notice where there might be subtle or overt resentments building up because it doesn't feel quote unquote fair to be doing that for somebody else. And what happens when you shift your intention to realize, no, this is something that I choose for me, that I choose to release or embrace for me so that I can be more in my alignment, and then secondarily that benefits somebody else. So play with that. Let me know as you sit with this, what have you been choosing? What patterns have you been stuck in? And then who are you inspired to do this for? And what happens when you shift to, this is something that I choose for me, regardless of what happens in that relationship in the future. And when I stop managing and I really face my fear of the unknown, of future, of what things might be like if I let go and let things unfold, then what does that create, and what happens when I show up for myself to feel how I'm feeling and just let that be what it is without managing that either. So play with this, let me know what you think, and I'll talk to you next time. Take care. Thanks for joining. Bye.